sensing, do you see right now in the spirit that the rain is coming? Now, you all know I'm normally not up this late. It's after 9 o'clock, and I just finished my prayer time. And once again, I was getting ready to get my butt in the bed. And all throughout the day, even late last night and all throughout the day, all I keep hearing in my spirit is the rain is coming. The rain is coming. The rain is coming. Literally, that's what I've been hearing all throughout the day. The rain is coming. So when I just finished praying, and I'm like, God, I just know we're not about to sit here and do a live. And I hear in my spirit over and over, the rain is coming. The rain is coming. My people need to get ready. So I was upstairs in my room, minding my own little business. Hey, everybody, you all say hi if you can see me in here. Just say hi or I'm here or I can hear you. But I had my butt up in my room. Normally I'm in my closet praying, but I was by my bedside, on my knees. And I just kept hearing about the rain is coming, the rain is coming. And I'm like, God, what are you telling me? And I literally went over, I opened my book up, and you guys can go grab your Bibles really quickly. I opened my book up to 1 Kings chapter 18. And we're going to talk about that in just a minute. And I asked God, I said, right before I went live, what is it that you're first of all downloading in me, and what is it that I'm supposed to be telling your people? So I know for a fact with certainty, there's not even a doubt in my heart whatsoever. There is at least one person on this live right now that needs to know, baby, do not give up. I know you may be tired, but the rain is coming, and you have to be prepared and be ready for the rain, the downpour that is about to come into your life right now. You have to be prepared and be ready. And I want you all, we're going to have a little fun. I'm going to do my best to hang in here with you guys for about 20 something minutes. I want you all to turn to 1 Kings 18. If there's anybody you all can think of right now, if you can think of anybody, especially entrepreneurs and business owners and coaches and mentors, they're the main ones that's out here been just doing some of everything and trying their best to figure out life, right? Anyone at all you all can think of that needs some encouragement. And I shouldn't even say coaches or mentors or entrepreneurs. If there's anyone that has been working hard day in and day out, I believe this message of encouragement is going to be for that person. So if there's anyone you all can think of, go ahead and share the live or whatever it is and invite them in so that they can join. And in the meantime, while you all are sharing this, I want you to turn over to 1 Kings 18. I'm going to share 2 points with you all, and I pray to God, because I don't have my butt up for nothing right now. I pray to God, please help me, God, that it lights a fire inside of you, that there's a mindset shift and a spiritual shift when you're done listening to what I'm saying, and you are more determined than ever before. Cherry says, I'm losing it. Watch those words, baby. Don't say those words, because as an heir, you're bringing that into your life. You're not losing it. You're about to get it, okay? And maybe you're the reason why I'm on this live, baby. You're not losing it. You're about to get it. I pray to God that someone on this live, and it may be Charity or maybe someone else, I pray that this is the message that you needed to hear. Because you may not realize this, the rain is coming. The downpour is so close in your life right now, and you don't even know it. Now, we're going to look at a biblical example of what that looks like. So I want you all to turn over to 1 Kings chapter 18. We are about to have a nice time together right now, because you guys know I'm normally in the bed by this time. So somebody needs to hear this. 1 Kings chapter 18. I'm not going to go through all of the history with Elijah. Many of you, I assume, would know about the prophet Elijah. You can read all the mess that was happening and how Ahab was after him and what he did and all of the stories before that. I'm not going to go into that, because if you look at my Bible, you'll see all the pages are completely marked up. Hang on one second here. Let me make sure you all can see me. If you all run into any issues, let me know, because it said something about my internet was paused. So whoever's on this particular live, if you all run into issues, just go to my, I don't know, YouTube or TikTok or Instagram or something. But anyway, turn over to 1 Kings chapter 18. I want to show you all what it looks like when the rain is coming. Because I think you guys may think that when the rain is coming, everything is supposed to be going good. And I think you all think when the rain is coming, it's supposed to look like it. And I want to show you what it looks like when the rain is coming. You all ready for this? Just let me know. Let me know if you're there or if you all can hear me. Someone says, I see you. Just say I'm here or I can see you or I hear you because I don't know what's going on with the connection. But you all just put something in the comments so that I know you all can hear me. Okay, Queen Auntie says yes. All right, you all let me know. Just say a hi or something so I can make sure you all hear me because I don't know what's going on with this connection. Okay, Queen says I'm here. Tanya says I'm here. Not sure what's going on YouTube, but you all let me know if you can hear me and if you can see me in here. 1 King 18. I want you guys to turn over to 1 Kings chapter 18. Turn over to verse 41. We're just going to jump right on to the middle of the story. I'm not going to go into everything that was happening with Elijah and Ahab, but I really need for you all to catch this point. So just know that there was a major famine. There was a lot of things going on, trouble on all sides. I mean, Elijah was just, everybody was after him. It just was not a good situation. Let's just leave it at that, right? And Elijah had just done some things that showed that God is God. I'm going to leave it at that. Let's pick up in verse 41. And Elijah said to Ahab, go eat and drink. Now imagine there was a famine for a very long time. The land is dry. There was no rain, no nothing for a long time. And Elijah said to Ahab, I'm in verse 41, go and eat and drink, for there is the sound of a heavy rain. Now you have to realize they didn't hear any rain. No one heard anything. But yet Elijah, the prophet, was saying there's a sound of a heavy rain. I'm going to pause there for a second. Where do you all, someone says, are you on YouTube Live? Instagram is buffering. Yes, baby, you can go to my YouTube. I don't know what's going on with the Instagram, but if it's buffering, just go to the other one. I don't know what's happening with the connection. So Elijah said there's a sound of a heavy rain. Where do you all think he was hearing this sound? Where do you all think this sound was coming from? For those of you who are just joining, I'm going to spend just a little bit of time with you all because I'm trying to get your butt to see the rain is coming. The downpour is coming, and it may not be what it looks like, and it's okay that it's not what it looks like. But you keep working hard and doing the things that you're doing because the rain is coming. So Elijah, imagine this famine. The land was dry for a long time. You all have got to just catch this, because it's these little pieces in the verses I think we miss out on. And Elijah said to Ahab, this is 1 King 18:41, go eat and drink, for there is the sound of a heavy rain. He didn't say just a rain or a drizzle, or it may rain a little bit. He said there's the sound of a heavy rain. Someone says, legally says, I need to hear this. Where do you think he heard that sound? Because no one else around him was hearing it. You all talk to me. Come on, from the heart or DD. Where did he hear it from? Come on, Legally Max. Where do you think this sound was coming from that he was hearing? I want to see some responses on this. Where do you think this sound was coming from? Melanie says, do you do one-on-one? I don't do a lot of one-on-ones, Melanie. I lead the Unlocking Greatness community, which is a mentorship community that I oversee. In fact, we're in the middle of open enrollment right now, so you're more than welcome to join, and I'd love to meet you on a Zoom call. So I meet with women from all around the world. In fact, our next meeting is in the next day or so on Wednesday. So I do some one-on-ones, but not a lot. But you can go to unlockinggreatness.com if you want to join us in our live workshops. Where do you all think this sound was coming from? Eva says the Spirit of God. Sandra says in his spirit. Someone says dreams. Well, he was awake at this time, baby. Lisa says from the Spirit of God. So pause there just 1 second. I really want you all to get this. I really want you all to get this. Think about this just for a moment. There was a tremendous famine. Nothing was going well. If you read the backdrop of all of the things that was going on with Elijah's life, it was very, very bad. How was he able to hear in the spirit that there was the sound of a heavy rain? You all, I'm on this live right now. Some of you may not catch this, what's really happening. I am telling you, there is a sound of a heavy rain, a downpour that is coming up on the people of God. And I'm talking about the people that's been out there day in and day out, doing what God has told them to do, but not seeing the results from the labor just yet. There's a sound of a heavy rain. It is very rare. Now, I'm not proclaiming, let me be clear for those who don't know me. I'm not a licensed minister. I don't have any fancy titles. Not claiming to be a prophetess or a prophet or a deacon or I don't have any of those titles. For those who know me, you all know I love God with all my heart and soul. And there's very few pages in my Bible you won't find that's marked up. But let me explain to you something. Somebody needs to hear this. I know with certainty there's a sound of a heavy rain I'm hearing right now. It's been in my spirit the entire day since I got up this morning, and all I keep hearing is the rain is coming. And then this evening, when I just finished my evening prayer, you all know I pray in the evening for quite a while and get my butt in the bed. I'm normally in the bed right now, and God is just downloading in my spirit. There's a sound of a heavy rain. There's a heavy rain coming. My people need to know there's a downpour. Someone needs to sit still and listen and hear that sound in the spirit. There's a sound of a heavy rain. And you all, I believe for many of you, and the members in the Unlocking Greatness community don't know this yet, but Wednesday when I have my next live workshop with them, the title of that workshop is titled, what did we title it? It's titled Pick Up Your Mat. They don't know it yet, but I'm going to be challenging them on some things to really, really, really go up higher. And I'm going to be challenging them that the month of July makes up for all of the months from this entire year. This Wednesday, I'm meeting with a lot of the entrepreneurs. Then Monday, I meet with people for personal development. But there's such a sound of a heavy rain. God just downloaded in my spirit. You got to go live and talk about this. So go to 1 Kings chapter 18 for those who are just joining. You guys got to get this before you go to bed. Verse 41, and Elijah said to Ahab, go, eat and drink, for there's the sound of a heavy rain. So Ahab went off to eat and drink, but Elijah climbed to the top of Carmel, bent down to the ground, and put his face between his knees. Now listen to this, you all. I know you guys got to scroll and, I don't know, watch your dance videos or comedy or whatever it is you're doing, but get this in your spirit just for a minute. Sit a minute and get this in your spirit. In verse 43, go and look toward the sea, he told his servant. He went up and looked. So imagine he's up on this mountain. He tells his servant to go up on there and look and see, because he hears, are you all picking this up? He's hearing the sound of a heavy rain. This is why you got to be still in the spirit so you can hear what is happening. He hears it, even though the eyes are showing that there's a great famine. So hold on. He tells his servant, please, you guys catch this, please. And his servant went up and looked. And guess what his servant said when he went up and looked? Does anyone know what his servant reported back to him? Someone says, what chapter? Turn to 1 Kings chapter 18, baby. Does anyone know? I pray to God somebody know this. What did the servant say when Elijah said, I hear a sound of a heavy rain? What did Elijah say? Come on, somebody. Someone says, Lisa says, you are obedient servant of God. Titles aren't important. Thank you, Lisa. Members inside the Unlocking Greatness community, they get on my case every single time I say, remind people that I'm not a minister or prophetess or whatever. They say, Z, we don't like when you do that. But I have to remind them, you know, there's some people that don't know me. And I don't want people, I just believe operating in honesty and integrity. And I don't want people thinking I'm, I don't know, claiming to be something. But thank you, Lisa. So what did his servant say when he told his servant to go up there and look? What did his servant come back and report? You guys got, if you guys don't get anything else, but you just get the next 2-3 minutes of what I'm going to tell you, it should change not only your night, it should change your tomorrow and the rest of this week, if not the rest of this year. If you just catch the little bit that I'm about to drop on you. What did his servant come back and say? Dee Dee says he didn't see anything. Lamont says there's nothing there. Church says he sees a cloud. We didn't get to that part yet. Hold on, Legally Max. We didn't get to there yet. Amanda says there's nothing. When his servant first came back, he said there's nothing there. Now just sit in that just for a minute, you guys. What are you working on and what have you been doing? What is God showing you in the spirit and you don't see it just yet? Come on, somebody. What have you been praying for? What project or goal or dream have you been going after and is not quite looking like it's supposed to look? Are you all picking up what I'm saying? The initial report was that there's nothing there. Kind of remind you of another story in the book of Kings, right? Remember when the prophet asked her, you know, what do you have? And she said, I have nothing. I just have this little bit of oil, but I don't even want to get into that story. I'm going to try my best to stay my butt planted right here. He said, there is nothing there. Now, when he told him that there was nothing there, did he fold his arms and walk away and say, okay, well, maybe I didn't hear God right. Well, maybe I'm not supposed to be doing this. Well, maybe God didn't really bless or anoint me to do this. Or maybe I heard wrong. I hope this helps somebody. Maybe I should just give up on this and I'm supposed to be doing something else. Did Elijah say that? Let's see what Elijah said. So his servant said, there's nothing there. For those who are just joining, turn to 1 Kings chapter 18. The servant said, there's nothing here. Now check this out in the very next verse. How many times did Elijah tell him to go back? I want to know who know the answer to that. I'm going to see how much you guys know about the word of God. His servant came to him and told him that there was nothing there. Get that in your spirit. Elijah then told him to go back and look again. The servant came back again. Elijah says, go back and look again. The servant's like, nothing there. Go back and look again. Nothing there. Go back and look again. Are you all catching that? How many times did this man have to go back again and again? I'm sure by the second or third time, the man was like, did he not hear me? I'm telling him there's nothing there. The sky is clear as all get out. Please say somebody is picking up on this, because somebody needs to hear this and not give up on your dream. Yeah, it may have been a couple times, and you may have failed at something or feel that you failed, or you may have to do this or do that or pivot or do this and do that. 7 times. Lamont says 7. Dee Dee says 7. Quintasha says 7. D'Angelo said yes. Somebody above him said 7 times. 7 times. Legally says, remind me of Nahum. 7 times. Can you imagine that? And some of us give up after the first time. Some of us start wondering, did we hear from God after the second time? Now, you all know I'm loving you. Tanya says to me, this is a confirmation to keep on praying and to not stop asking. Some of you on the third time, you're like, okay, well, this is a wrap. Let me just fold this up and close it. I guess I didn't hear. 7 times? Can you imagine? Thank you, baby. Someone says, I won't give up his time and his prayer. Can you imagine 7 times? Because Elijah thinks he heard something in the spirit? Let's keep on reading. I'm going to try my best to wrap this up with you guys, but I could talk about this all night. My God. 7 times Elijah said, go back. Some of you need to go back. When this live ends, get your butt up there in your prayer closet just like I do. And sit and listen to the sound of the rain and follow the instructions of the Lord. But Z, I did it for 3 nights in a row. Do it again. Oh my God. Okay, we're in verse 44, you guys. The 7th time the servant reported, now this is good. Ooh, you guys should catch this. God, I love you so much. Thank you for how you give it to me. Please, God. Whoever you have watching this live right now, Father, I am your tool. I'm going to do exactly what you told me to do. Whatever soul that's out there that's been praying, that's been looking, that's been questioning if that person even heard from you. God, let this be what this person needs. Verse 44, the 7th time the servant reported, a cloud as small as a man's hand is rising from the sea. Now, this is very, very interesting. Catch this, you guys, please. After 7 times of going back and forth, just think about that, 7 times of back and forth. Finally, the man comes back and he says, well, I guess I see. Can you imagine seeing a cloud about the size of a man's hand up in the sky? Do you know how tiny that cloud is? So he's coming back and reporting that there's a cloud about the size of a man's hand that I see, right? Now, if you really think about it, you all put yourself in that situation. That's enough to discourage somebody. If you're saying a heavy rain is coming, you hear the sound of a heavy rain. Someone's gone back 7 times, each time coming back and says, I don't see nothing, I don't see nothing, I don't see nothing, right? 7 times. And now you see this little cloud. Someone says, I see a cloud about the size of a man's fist. Some of you probably would give up at that point. I guess I must have heard wrong. Because that's not going to be enough to produce a heavy rain, let alone a few drops. Are you all picking up what I'm laying down? Guess maybe I didn't hear. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. I mean, I'm grateful that I see a little cloud, but I don't know how that's going to really change, my situation. Hey, son, one of my adult children is visiting me, right? So imagine this.
I'm still a child of God.
Yes, you are a child of God, baby. Big old 6'4" child of God. Mama love you. I'm on a live with some people right now too, baby. Okay, so I'm sorry, you guys. That's one of my youngest is like 6'4", and I'm talking to you all, and you see like this big giant going up the stairs. So imagine 7 times, right? And now the only little input you get now is you see this little a cloud the size of a fist. This is the part I want somebody to get. Oh my gosh, this is so good. This is so good. Oh my God. Do you not realize, you all? Sometimes before the big breakthrough happens, sometimes it's just a little something. It could be just one order. Maybe some of you got a business or something you're doing. It could be just a little glimpse of something. And you don't even understand that's only the beginning of this major downpour that's about to happen in your life. So listen to this. Oh my God, it's so good. The 7th time the servant reported, a cloud as small as a man's hand is rising from the sea. And look at Elijah's response. This is what I love about Elijah. Elijah was like, go and tell Ahab, hitch up your chariots and go down before the rain stops you. Do you see that level of faith that this man had? Lisa said, this is a Rhema word to encourage me not to give up. I must stay connected to God so that I can hear the next step. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so glad that you're encouraged by this, Lisa. I don't take any other credit because I should have my butt in the bed. But I'm going to do what God tells me to do, and he said somebody needs to hear this. You all, it was only a little cloud, and Elijah has the audacity to tell Ahab, who was some king or something, really, that was initially coming to destroy him. That's a whole nother subject. I won't get into that. He had the audacity to tell the man, you better take off running. You better go pitch your tent and take your butt off running right now because a heavy rain is coming. That's what I'm telling some of you all right now. I got a little bit more for you if you all stay with me another minute. Amanda said, this is so good. You better take off running. It may look like just a little cloud, baby. Someone says, Evangelist Jennifer says, I love you, Mama. Love you too. You better take off running. His response was not even discouraged that all of this work that I've done, and there's just these little drops. There's just a little cloud about the size of a man's fist. Instead, his response was, Ahab, you better go pitch your tent and take off running because this heavy rain is coming and it's coming heavy. You better take off. Are you all picking up on that? Are you all picking up on that? It wasn't that there was a whole cloud full of dark clouds, at least not at that point. And let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Meanwhile, the sky grew black with clouds. The wind rose. A heavy rain came on, and Ahab rode off to Jezreel. The power of the Lord came upon Elijah, and tucking in his cloak into his belt, he ran ahead of Ahab all the way to Jezreel. So he had, oh my gosh, God give it to me. I just love you so much, God. And I love your people. Give me the words to say. I'm your instrument. Give me the words. Some of you that are on this live right now, and I know this to be true because I'm supposed to have my butt in the bed. Let me be clear. You need to be getting prepared right now. Getting your stuff situated and get ready to take off running because of the downpour that's coming into your life. And I already know, you don't even have to tell me. I already know it may not look like it. And I already know you may be tired. And I already know it may look like a little fist of a cloud. And some of you may say, see, I don't even see a fist. That's fine, that's fine. And there are sometimes, when God orders our steps and directs us in a different direction. But I am telling you all, as God is my witness, I hear the sound of a heavy rain. Very heavy rain that's been a long time coming. I hear it not only in my life, hear it. I can't explain it, you all. I'm not coming on here trying to fake to be some prophet, some prophetess, some whatever. I'm not that. I don't have those titles. I can only share with you what God downloads in my spirit. And all day today, since I went to bed last night, God has just been putting in my spirit, the rain is coming. The rain is coming. The downpour is here. The rain is coming. And I was upstairs in my room, getting ready to take my little butt to bed. And God just put in my heart, you need to tell my people the rain is coming. Some of them are not even ready. Are you even ready for the downpour, baby? Some of you all have been praying for things and you have to get ready. Let me give you some examples of what get ready looks like. Oh my God, you're so good. You're so good. Can you handle the pressure that's going to come with this downpour? Can you handle the pressure? Are you even disciplined? This is love talking, not judgment. Are you even disciplined to be able to handle what's coming your way? I appreciate your honesty. Crystal said no. I appreciate your honesty. I do. Can you handle the downpour? Are you ready for what comes with it? Now, this is a beautiful part in the chapter, but look at the next verse, what happened. Look at the next verse, what happened after the downpour. And look what his wife said that she was going to do to him by the very next morning. And in the very next verse, Elijah was afraid and ran for his life. That was in verse 3. I won't even get into that story because that encourage you to get in there and read it yourself. Are you ready for the downpour? It's not just the receiving of what's coming your way, baby, but are you ready spiritually? Solid prayer life. Mentally. And when I say mentally, I mean in your mindset. Do you know how to walk in a spirit of discernment? Are you going to have everybody coming along with you for the ride, not knowing that some people can't go with you to the next level? For your business owners and entrepreneurs, I'm meeting with a lot of you all this Wednesday because, you know, we have our next, we're in the middle of a major open enrollment right now in the Unlocking Greatness community for those who have no idea what I'm talking about. Many entrepreneurs, women from all around the world have joined. But this Wednesday, for those of you who are members, our next meeting we're having on Wednesday, because I see some of the members in here that are already members of the Unlocking Greatness community, on Wednesday. Our title is Pick Up Your Mat. But what you all don't know, I'm going to be really challenging you all because I feel this downpour is coming, that July is the month, and I pray this for many of you. July is the month that's going to make up for all of January through June. Making some quantum leaps. Now I'm talking to the members of the Unlocking Greatness community right now. We're about to go down a whole nother path. We have to get ready for the downpour. Are you ready? For those of you who are entrepreneurs or business owners, is your systems ready? Can you handle an overflow? What if someone mentions your name? Do you realize there's people out here in the world that can just mention your name and overnight, your business takes off? Are you ready? Do you have systems and structures in place? Do you know, oh my gosh, baby, this is just so good. God, give it to me the right way to say. Do you all know what becomes attracted to that light when that light in you begins to glow? When the favor of God begins to rest on you. You all, please get this. And the overflow comes. And I believe it's coming for many of you all. Otherwise, you wouldn't be on this live right now. But do you not understand what it also attracts? Are you ready? Can you handle that? Do you have spiritual discernment? Got to be ready for the overflow. Turn to Isaiah 43. Isaiah 43 reminds us, and it's a beautiful passage. Isaiah 43, verse 18, forget the former things, do not dwell on the past. Some of you are still. And I know this because I've been greeting and meeting almost, not everyone, but almost every new member that's joined the Unlocking Greatness community. I've taken the time to meet with a lot of them. And almost every person is very interesting. I noticed that many people dwell on the past. What didn't work right? What's not going right? And that's one of the first things that we teach quite a bit, especially inside the retreat, which is what all the community members have access to, is retraining that whole paradigm, that whole programming, because you got to replace it. We have got to stop dwelling on the past. If we keep dwelling on the past, we're not even going to see the rain that's coming. Isaiah 43 says, verse 18, forget the former things, do not dwell on the past. See, I'm doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? That's a Bible verse, by the way, you all. Isaiah 43, forget the former things, do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? No one around Elijah saw what was happening but him. I'm doing a new thing. Do you not perceive it? But I just lost my job. I'm doing a new thing. Do you not perceive it? But Z, it's not that I've not been trying. I've been out here doing everything I know to do to get this off the ground. And this particular way I'm doing it is not working. I'm doing a new thing. Do you not perceive it? My God. That's a beautiful book. I don't want to get off topic. I have a lot of people inside the Unlocking Greatness community. One of the books that they're reading, well, first of all, they're reading my book, Necessary. If you all don't have Necessary, you need to make sure you get your hands on a copy. But there's another book I have, we had been reading, and it's called U Squared, and it's such a phenomenal book because there's one part in the book that I absolutely love. He starts the book off by saying there's this fly. Now, for those of you who are members of the Unlocking Greatness community, you already know what I'm talking about because we've talked about this a lot inside of our workshops, but I know a lot of other people may not have heard this, so I want to talk about it. But he talks about how there's this fly that keeps beating at this windowsill, this glass window, trying to get through it, beating at it, beating at it, beating at it, trying to go in that direction. And he says that fly is not going to make it. And he said that fly is so determined to go in that direction, and it's just not working. And he said all the fly has to do is literally rotate just a little bit and fly out the door, and there's a whole world available to him, right? You may say, Z, where are you going with this? It reminds me when I look at this passage, I'm doing a new thing, do not perceive it. Sometimes it's the slightest little turn, it's the slightest little tilt. And we think, God, where are you at? Why is this not working out? Could it be that he's doing a new thing? Do you not perceive it? It says, I'm doing a new thing, do you not perceive it? I'm making a way in the desert and streams in the wasteland. You all ever heard or seen that video? You guys can go find it somewhere on YouTube, but it's a video by a guy named Zig. I think his name is Zig Ziglar. I don't know much about Zig Ziglar. I really don't. But I know he's, I think, a motivational speaker and or something, a very known person. But I stumbled across a video, and it was called Priming the Pump. I think that's what it was called. And it was an old video from way back in the day. And what was so amazing about this video, he had this pump, you know, like a pump, a water pump. I know I'm deviating a minute, but this may help somebody. But he was doing a demonstration showing a water pump. So imagine, you know, the water's down beneath the ground, and you're just pumping and pumping and pumping, and nothing's coming up. And his whole point was that he says many times you're working and you're working and you're working, and he said, and you see nothing. I guess he was with some friends or something, and they were thirsty, and they stopped someplace, and the friend was just pumping and pumping and pumping. It's like, this thing doesn't work. There's no water. And he told him, you know, keep pumping, keep doing it. His friend is like pumping and just pumping and pumping. But there's no water. There's nothing coming up out of this thing. And it's like, keep doing it. You know, it eventually start coming up. And the friend just was like, I'm tired. I keep pumping this and nothing's coming up. And then eventually, just a little bit of water came out, just a little bit. And he told him to keep pumping. And then eventually just a little bit more came out. Are you all following me? That should remind you of the story we just went through. Was it 1 Kings 18 when he said he just saw that little fist? Are you all picking up what I'm laying down? And eventually, what do you think happened when his friend kept pumping? Or I think his friend moved out of the way and he started pumping it or something. You guys can go find the video and watch it. But I just caught just that small little video. And his whole point was, eventually, he says, all of that pumping, all of that effort. And he said, and had he stopped, and somebody needs to hear this. Had he stopped, he He said he kept telling his friend, or somebody kept telling somebody. I'm probably getting the story wrong. But he basically just said, if you stop, the water's going to go all the way back down. You got to start over again. Lisa says, no, I need my website up and running. Lisa, I don't know what site that you are referring to getting up and running, but oh my goodness, I just so would love to talk to you, Lisa. If you have an opportunity to join our live workshops we have on Wednesday, you should be there. I'm gonna come back to you, Lisa, because many people think that they need a website, they need this, they need that, and you may be very, very surprised that nowadays that's not even necessary at all. But I can't get into that right now, Lisa. I want to stay on where I'm at now. But the water here was just pumping and pumping and pumping. So eventually the water began to flow. The water began, first it was trickling, then it came out some more and it began to flow. And he said, and guess what? He said, then you didn't have to keep pumping so hard no more. You didn't even have to pump as fast. And they were able to just pump it slowly because the water was just flowing so plentifully. Is this helping somebody? You all let me know. I love demonstrations like that. Probably because I don't watch TV, I don't listen to the radio. I always tell people, I say I couldn't name a television show if you paid. Like I don't even know. I think I know how to turn the TV on. So I don't get into all of that. So I watch educational content. It either has to be something spiritual or something that helps mentally, with mindset, or something with business, which is what I'm all about. Spiritual, mental, or business. But anyway, I love that video that he had on his channel because it really demonstrated life for many of us. We can be working and working and working for years sometimes, right? And only see just a few little drips of water, just like Zig Ziglar said in that video, right? Just a few drips, that's it. And feel like maybe I didn't hear right. Look at Elijah. Go back to 1 King 18 for those who are just joining. His friend was like, I don't see nothing. I don't see nothing. You may be saying I don't see nothing. Or you see just a few drips, right? Just like his friend was pumping the water. And he was telling them, don't stop. Because if you stop, what the pressure that was bringing the water up is going to go all the way back down. And you got to pump even harder now to get it back up again. And eventually, and quickly, by the way, all of a sudden, this water just started thrusting and coming out of the water pump. And he said, this is what life is all about. When you're working on a project or a goal, you don't see the results right away. I pray to God this has helped you all. I was not planning on getting my butt on the live this late at night. In fact, I've got a business meeting I've got to attend tomorrow, a whole lot going on. I pray that this encouraged you all. Lisa said, yes, I love Zig's teaching. That analogy resonates. Yeah, I'm not that familiar with him, but I just happened to come across his video, and I really, really, really like that video. Someone says, spiritual lesson for the night, cousin. I'm so glad you're encouraged by that. I love you all. I pray you've been encouraged. Let me just recap what we went over. We went over Isaiah chapter 43. We went over, forget the former things, don't dwell on the past. See, I'm doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I'm making a way in the desert and streams in the wasteland. Sometimes you just don't see it. You don't know what you don't know. You don't know. That's what I love about inside of the Unlocking Greatness community. We have people that come in for personal development as well as for entrepreneur. And we've been in the middle of an open enrollment since last week, Friday. Many of you all know that because we've been so busy welcoming new people in. And you all are more than welcome to come. The website is unlockinggreatness.com. I'm meeting just about everybody that comes into the community. So if you do go in there, you make sure you go in the community and you introduce yourself. And you're going to be getting an email from my team so I can spend a little time with you. Just to get to know you and figure out what your goals are. But what I love about those, I don't even know if I want to call them discovery calls, but when I'm on the Zoom call with people, here's what I love. I love when you can see someone's eyes open up because they don't even see what's before them. Like I just talked to a person today who wants to start a podcast, right? And this person is thinking it's going to take all this work to be able to do it. And literally within, I don't even think it took us 30 minutes. And that person, as we speak right now, is literally recording a podcast to get it up. I kid you not. Sometimes you just don't know what you don't know. You don't see the new thing that's happening because you're too close to it. So my solution is spend time in prayer. You got to start in prayer before God. Get into your word. And by the way, I want to say this with love and respect. if you all, don't want anything to do with the Word of God, and it bothers you to hear any type of Bible-based principles, then, the Unlocking Greatness community probably wouldn't be the best thing for you. And I mean that with love and respect, because we focus on Bible-based mindset and business principles, all three. And so that's what members come there for. But anyway, start with the Word of God. Jesus Christ, Yeshua, is my chief cornerstone. And I don't apologize for that. Start with the Word of God. Stay in prayer. But then go to work on your mindset. Get yourself in the right environments. Get the right help that you need. What I love about First Kings, I'm gonna go back there again really quickly. What I love about First Kings is, and this is why it's important you are that you sit still with God. If you don't do anything else when this live is over, because I'm about to close it out, if you don't do anything else, sit yourself still before God and ask Him what is the new thing that He's doing in your life. For those of you who are business owners or entrepreneurs, God, what is the new thing that you're showing me? For those of you who are just seeking to grow spiritually, God, what is the new thing that you're doing? Show me so that I can hear and see in the spirit what's happening. And before you get out of bed in the morning, this is something I teach a lot of the members inside of the Unlocking Greatness community. They've learned these routines that they go through inside of this retreat, because I have this retreat program that's based on my book, Necessary. But I tell them, I said, before you get out of bed in the morning, literally before you even step your foot on the floor, learn to go ahead of your day before the day begins. Does that make sense? Train yourself to begin to hear in the spirit. So before you just get up and start ripping and running, sit your butt still, baby. Who's saying, says, I'm living my life with the Word of God. I love you, Jesus Christ. Thank you, Mama Z. Amen, amen, amen. Absolutely, He comes first. Sit yourself still and begin to train yourself to hear in the spirit. Don't just get out of the bed and just start taking off running. At least for 5 minutes, just sit still for a moment. Just sit still. A lot of times when we have our live workshops, like the one we're having this Wednesday, not all the time, but many times, I'll have them just for about 4 minutes or so where we just sit still, or we'll meditate to, like, I don't know, maybe a nice gospel song or something. Just sit still and begin to hear in the spirit what God is trying to download. I don't want you to miss your downpour, baby, that may be coming your way. And I don't even want to say maybe, that is coming your way. There is a sound of heavy rain in the spirit. Thank you for the roses, baby. But are you hearing it? Are you all hearing the sound of the rain? Thank you, baby, for the roses. Do you see what God is doing? The new thing that He's doing. And your eyes can deceive you, baby. If you just focus on looking at just what the eyes see, then you're going to mess yourself up. You're going to really mess yourself up if you focus on just the eyes. Elijah would have messed himself up if he would have just focused on the famine that was around him. Thank you so much, Peter. Thank you. I don't know who was on my live the other day. I'm going to close this out. And I'll read one little piece from my book, and I'm going to close it out. But I did a live the other day, totally came in the spirit. I spend my Saturdays just in prayer and Bible meditation. And by the time I was done, and I don't even know if I've ever done a live on a Saturday, like ever. I don't think I have, maybe, but I can't remember. But God just so put it in my heart immediately to turn on my cameras and go live. And and what God put in my heart is just such a beautiful orchestra that's happening right now. We all are a divine instrument. We all have a role to play. And some people are out here trying to play the flute when their role is to be a grand piano. Some people are playing a piano when their role is to be a trumpet. We have to get in alignment with what did God call us to do. Get in alignment with Him. Don't go running off, jumping into just about any type of thing out there that someone is offering you. Get in alignment and say, God, what are you trying to tell me? Do you all have any idea how powerful you are in the spirit? Legally, Max says mercy. Do you have any idea how powerful you are in the spirit? Do you know who you are in the spirit? Because if you don't have a good sense of who you are, the enemy will do an amazing job telling you who you are. And you can walk around And I think I have a video on my website about this. You can walk around believing a lie about yourself that's not even true. And I know this because I've done it for years. You can walk around believing a lie about yourself that's not even true. And you may say, Z, well, what's the problem with that? The problem with that, baby, is you're going to miss your butt out on your season. You can miss out on your season because you don't think you're qualified, or you don't think your business is whatever, or you don't think you're called to do, whatever it is, or you're walking around in a state of confusion. You can miss out on your season. The enemy does an amazing job lying to you and trying to get you to believe a version of yourself that you are not. I'm going to close out with reading one little piece from my book, Necessary. Actually, I'm just going to reference it. In chapter 1, because I need to get my butt to bed at this point. In chapter 1, there's a chapter in here titled A Letter to the Enemy. And if you all already have Necessary, you can read it. But that whole chapter, I'm just going to paraphrase it to you all. That whole chapter is about all that time I was believing a lie from the enemy. I was believing a version of myself that I was not. And I go on in that chapter to talk about how you tried to destroy me because you saw something in me that I didn't even see in myself. And I go on to tell the enemy, you almost succeeded. But thank God I serve an almighty God who saw the best in me even when I was at my worst in life. And in that chapter, and many people that know my story know that when I wrote Necessary, unfortunately at the end of that book is when one of my sons, we have 3 sons, big old sons, 3 sons and 1 daughter. And one of my sons died unexpectedly at the end of me writing Necessary. And I went back after that happened and wrote the chapters titled A Letter to the Enemy. You all follow me for just 10 more seconds here and I'll wrap this up, or 1 more minute, I should say, and I'll wrap this up. And when I wrote those chapters, A Letter to the Enemy, the Letter to the Enemy part 1 was about one of the best things that you ever did was when you left me on my knees in the presence of my Father. Because then I was able to look up and notice your strings. And I go on to say, I thank you for leaving me on my knees, feeling weak and unloved and used and tired, right? Because everything that you can imagine was falling apart in my life, my businesses. And I've been in businesses for over 30-something years, but everything you can imagine, from marriage to just name something, it was all going down the drain. And I didn't realize when the enemy left me on my knees, that's when I was able to look up and see my Father in heaven. That's when I began to dwell in my closet, in my secret place before God, praying before him. And God began to reveal some things to me and stir some things up in my spirit and put in my heart to start the Unlocking Greatness podcast, which I was like, I've got nothing to give. I can't believe you even telling me to do this. And God began to show me even my broken pieces had value. I didn't know the rain was coming, you all. I didn't know that there was a downpour coming my way because I thought my little pieces didn't matter. Are you all picking up what I'm laying down? And then when I wrote A Letter to the Enemy part 2, which is the very last chapter of my book, right? When I was in one of the darkest seasons in my life, not only after losing my son, right? And struggling with just my walk with God, that entire letter, and I want you all to remember this, that entire Letter to the Enemy part 2 was all about all this time. And I think somebody needs to hear this, and I'm going to close this out. I'm paraphrasing what I said in that chapter from Necessary. All this time, I thought that I was your primary aim. And again, I was speaking to the enemy. I thought that's why you hated me so much and you came at me so much. But now I realize it actually had nothing to do with me. All of the challenges that came my way had to do with the mission, the light that God put inside of me. And I realize, and I pray you all realize this, all this time, the real fight was against God. The enemy wanted me to give up, dim my lights. And by the way, don't you ever apologize for going higher. That's a chapter inside of my book as well. The enemy wanted me to dim my light, feel self-condemn myself, and feel guilty about all the wrongs I've done in the past. And all that time, I had very little to do with it. The enemy was after the mission of the light that God planted inside of me. And it was as if God just revealed to me in the spirit, the real battle is the enemy was against God. And you guys got to realize, you are called. Ephesians 1:5 and Jeremiah 1:5 teaches you that you are predestined. Do you not know the enemy will do everything he can to get your butt from sitting still and listening to what God is trying to tell you. Every single thing he can. Just like when this live ends right now, I'm about to close it out, right? He just wants you to keep on scrolling and do whatever, right? Because he don't want you sitting too still in the presence of God. He don't want you getting any help that you may need. Because the real battle is against God. The enemy wants to stuff out that light that's inside of you. So the rain can be coming. The title of this live is The Rain is Coming. The rain is coming. And if the enemy can just keep your butt busy, distracted, right? We're having a workshop session on personal development, and one of the members inside the Unlocking Greatness community, she said, Z, can we have a workshop session on negativity? She says, I'm just around too many negative people. Like, can we do that? I said, you ain't got to tell me twice. So I went ahead and booked a phenomenal guest speaker. She's doing a lesson on self-compassion. We have a lot of guest speakers that come into the Unlocking Greatness community, experts that come in to help the members. And we're doing a whole lesson on negativity and distractions, because I noticed the enemy does a beautiful job. I know I'm going left field, but this may help somebody. The enemy does a beautiful job getting your butt to stay distracted, and will allow negative people to come around you just to say something to throw your butt off track. So now you're not even creative anymore. Now you don't even feel like doing the business anymore. Now you can't even remember what you heard from God, right? Now you don't even feel like praying because this boss or this coworker or this kid, anyone is acting kind of funny, and you sitting there thinking it's about you and it's about that situation because you haven't adjusted your spiritual eyes. This is something we teach in the workshops in Unlocking Greatness. You haven't adjusted those spiritual goggles so that you can see in the spirit. Let me say this. I keep saying I'm going to go, but let me say this. If you don't remember anything else, I want you all to remember Ephesians 6:10. Every single thing that you're going through and you're experiencing, everything is spiritual. If you get anything else from what I just said tonight, everything is spiritual. Go read Ephesians, start in chapter 6, start in verse 10 or so. Everything is spiritual. The real battle is against the rulers, authorities, the principalities in the spiritual realms. That's the real battle. Everything is spiritual. Those negative thoughts and things that you have about yourself, spiritual. Everything is spiritual. Everything. So if you just know that, and you know that the real battle is against God, something in you should be telling you, well, maybe there's some value to sitting still and listening to what God is saying. Maybe I heard this lady talk with this afro, and maybe there's some value to not being so distracted and not being and learning how to deal in negative environments. Maybe there's some value to me working on my mindset. Maybe there's some value to me going deeper in my prayer. Maybe there's some value to me actually studying the Word of God. Maybe there's some value to me getting mentorship, getting help, getting in the right community, getting the help I need. Maybe there's some value to me not giving up so soon just because I feel like it. Maybe there's rain coming, but I got to keep pumping just a little bit longer because all I've been seeing is some drops. But maybe if I keep pumping and I keep praying and I keep believing, maybe these drops are going to turn into a little bit of a stream. And can you imagine the day the water begins to just flow? Are you all getting that? I don't went way left field. I'm getting ready to take my butt upstairs. I'm going to see if there's just a few comments in here. I love you all. I love you all. For those who are still on this live this late at night, because you guys know we all need to get our butts in the bed. If you are already a member of the Unlocking Greatness community, you all need to make sure you're in the live workshop on time. Our next live workshop is this Wednesday. We're gonna be focusing on our businesses and entrepreneurship. I see a number of new people have already joined. Make sure you are there on time because it's gonna be a good one. The title is Pick Up Your Mat. And one of the main challenges, one of the main things you all are going to be learning, we're going to be all focusing on this together. July is going to be the month, hear me out, that's going to make up for all of January through June. So for those of you who are already members, make sure you're there. For those of you who are in the personal development piece of the Unlocking Greatness community, you make sure, especially the next 2 workshops we have lined up, you all be there. We're focusing on overcoming negativity and distractions. Very important so you can keep your butt focused. And I mean that with love and respect. And we're focusing on self-compassion. We're going to have Virginia come back again. Remember, she's the author. She's the person I talked about in Necessary, who tremendously helped me back in the day when I was going through one of the worst seasons of my life. She lives a very, very busy life. You know, she teaches and stuff all over the place, but she agreed she's going to come and teach self-compassion. Then we also booked a speaker that's going to speak on money blocks. Remember, we had that mindset expert, Scott, come in? Well, I was on the phone with him yesterday or today or both, and he agreed he's going to do a lesson on money blocks. Because one of the things that he noticed when he last, I'm only speaking to members in the Unlocking Greatness community right now. But one of the things he noticed when he did that last mindset lesson with everybody, he says, I noticed for some reason with Christians, he says, we have a hard time accepting money. And we don't even allow it to flow towards us because there's something in us. He says, I noticed with all of the members of the community I talked to from all around the world, because he met a lot of people, he said, I noticed that no one prayed about money or no one said a word about money. It's as if it's a bad thing. And then you wonder why money don't flow to you because you're rejecting it, because there's something in us as Christians that think it's bad. And so he's actually coming back again. And you guys know Scott don't play. He's an amazing man. And he's going to be doing a lesson on money blocks. So anyway, that's for those who are members of the Unlocking Greatness community. So make sure you guys are in our next workshops. Someone is saying this is only for people in the group. It's for anyone who wants to join. It's women from all around the world. There's a few guys in there actually, so I shouldn't just say women, but it's primarily women from all around the world. You can go to unlockinggreatness.com. We just opened up open enrollment last week, Friday, and it's been phenomenal. So I'm doing my best to meet all of the members. If I haven't met you yet and you're a new member, make sure you go into the community and just ask when are we going to set the meeting up so that you can get a message from my customer support. Because I just want to spend a little bit of time with you. I want to know, what are you working on? What are your short-term goals? What are your long-term goals? And I really want to get an idea of where your mindset is. And are you ready to start making some quantum leaps in your life? So for those of you who are new to the Unlocking Greatness community, just go to unlockinggreatness.com and you can sign up, and I'll be talking to you tomorrow. I'm very actively engaged inside of the community. All right, let me see if there's any last messages here. Jess Millie says, thank you, sending love from the UK. You're welcome, babe. We've been having some members join from the UK. In fact, I just mailed off some more necklaces because we're giving away my unbreakable necklaces to new members. And we're shipping it free of charge. And I didn't know it was going to be that much money to ship it to the UK, my God. But anyway, we literally just mailed off some more new necklaces from members. How do I get a one-on-one with you? I don't do a lot of one-on-ones, but all of the members that join the Unlocking Greatness community, I am spending some time with each of them, all of the new members. But when we have our Zoom calls, when we come together, you would just have to be on it to see. We all are one big family. So every week we're on our calls together. So we'd have plenty of time together. But if you insist on a one-on-one, I really try to limit that to members who are members in the community that have requested a one-on-one. So you can go to unlockinggreatness.com. Let me get out of this thing here. Hang on one second, you guys. I don't know how to close this out. I love you all. Let me go ahead and end this. Elle says, what do you think? I don't know what you mean by that, baby, but just let me know. Let me start closing out some of these lives. I love you all. I'm going to go. Let me read these words. How can I sow on this word tonight? Thank you, baby. I don't take donations or anything from anyone, but I really appreciate you offering. If you're on my YouTube, I think there is a way that people can do something, because I don't know how, but some kind of way I get something from YouTube and they say someone's given something or what have you. But I appreciate you. And if you are not a member of the Unlocking Greatness community, I'd love to see you in there. But thank you. Thank you for offering. I think some kind of way on YouTube you can do something, but I don't know exactly how they have it set up. Thank you for this word. Just jumped in on YouTube tonight. Thank you, baby. I'm glad this helped you. Dee Dee says, what time is the workshop? Our next workshop, Dee Dee, is this Wednesday at 12 o'clock Central Standard Time. That's the next one for all of the entrepreneurs. When people join the Unlocking Greatness community, there's two different categories. You can join, the first tier is foundation, and that's just for people pursuing personal growth, spiritual growth. And the second tier, you get all of that, but you also get to be in the Entrepreneur Live Workshop sessions. And that's for people that either have a business or want to start a business, or maybe they want to write a book, you know, or start a podcast or have a mentorship program or private label their own products. I've done some of it all. So we do a lot of heavy teaching in there, and we're very hands-on. So those sessions are Wednesdays at noon. And then sometimes we have sessions like at a Monday at 8 in the morning. We've had sessions on Sundays. I kind of rotate it around a little bit so I can help other people. And the personal development sessions are normally on a Monday at noon, but we also have other times as well. Oh, thank you, baby. I am redeemed. Thank you. I appreciate you. What is that, a soup or something? Let's celebrate the first soup or something on live. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. I really do. All righty, let me start closing out some of these. Let me see if there's any questions. Legally, Max says, God bless you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you all. I'm going to start over here with closing it out. I love you all. I got to get to bed. Love you. All right, that one's closed out. Love you all. I'm going to close this out. I pray you've been encouraged. 1 Kings, what did we read? 18 and Isaiah 43 are the two main passages we focused on. So make sure you all read them, okay? I love you all. I've got to get my butt to bed. Love you all. Bye-bye. All righty, let me end that. Okay, you guys, I'm going to be closing this out. Good night, Dee Dee. Love you all. Tasha, love you as well. If anyone else put a message in there, I'm sorry. You guys can put it in there again real quick. I'll hang on here for one more minute. I saw a lot of messages come through and I wasn't able to say anything. So if you have a message in there, I'll give you about 30 seconds. Austin, good night, baby. Someone says, bye, please do night classes. I don't normally do classes tonight. Oh, if you mean inside of the program, yes. We have a mixture. We mix it up sometimes so that everyone can get their needs met. 1 Kings 18 is what we looked in, baby. All right, someone said if you could see the question, you would have to scroll up. So you would have to put your question in again because I don't want to mess something up by trying to scroll again on that thing. All righty, love you all. I pray you've been encouraged. Bye-bye. Yes, you're right. It's 1 Kings 18. I own a company for princesses for birthday parties. We have a party tomorrow. She is 3. Oh, that's amazing. The mom who come to prayer for healing knows us overstepping. We love you. Birthday's October. Don't know if she would make it. Until then, I want to. I'm not sure what you're saying in there, baby, but I will be lifting her in prayer. All right. I love you all. Love you all. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye. All righty, you all, I'm going to be ending everything. Love you all, and thank you again. How do I follow with you regarding the website? Just go to unlockinggreatness.com, and as soon as you go there and sign up, when you go into the community, just introduce yourself. I'm very actively engaged in there, and my customer service team is going to be reaching out to set up a meeting so that I can talk to you for a little bit after you join, okay? AJ says the letting go module in the retreat has been so interesting to see where resistance is hiding. AJ, you know I just love you by making way for new ways. Your guidance is true. Blessings, Z. Thank you for sharing your light with us. AJ, you are such an angel. I'm so glad that you joined us. I love having you in there. And I think I'll be seeing you this Wednesday, AJ, when we have our next meeting. It's going to be good. You guys are really going to be challenged, just so you know. But I'm really looking forward to the next meeting we have scheduled for Wednesday. And Lisa and the rest of you all, I hope to see you all in there. All right, I love you all. AJ says, yes, I'll be there. Wonderful. Love you all. I got to go to bed. Love you all. Bye-bye.